Hi friends, it's MK Williams here. I'm going to be bringing you a vlog this week, which is something I have only done once before, so I'm not very good at them, but this is going to be a really busy week. So today is October 22nd, it's a Tuesday. I just got back from like a mini-cation up in the Blue Ridge, Georgia area, which was beautiful and amazing, but it was, time away. So this week's gonna be really busy because it's one of the last weeks of October, which is very important to prep for NaNoWriMo. It's also 2 weeks before my book releases, so there's a lot going on. I thought it would be fun to give you a peek behind the scenes at what my daily week is like. So today is Tuesday, and Tuesdays are Choosify podcast days for me. So we record the Friday roundup episodes that I'm on Tuesdays. So that means I'm up early, I'm getting ready for the recording, and then because I'm in Choosify mode, I just spend the rest of the day as much as I can working on stuff for the podcast. I obviously have to do other work throughout the day, but I do try to just break up my days like that. So I have to do hair and makeup this morning because this is a video podcast. So I will be spending some time on that. And then I will be working on some upcoming content for the podcast, which is pretty exciting. So I will check in with you guys when I am in my awesome closet recording studio. Hey guys, so I just finished my Tuesday recording for the Choosify podcast. So we have a really good system down, but it seems like always every week we have extra time to talk and just catch up on things that need to go on for the podcast, for content, making sure we get everything right. We're not talking over each other. So it's really fun to be on the podcast. It's definitely very interesting to be on the opposite side. So if you haven't checked out the Choosify podcast yet, it's all about financial independence and all the different elements that are going to help you financially. I've talked about personal finance on my channel before. It's a big passion of mine in addition to writing awesome sci-fi fiction. So definitely check that out. So now that I'm done, I'm actually going to finish up my notes here from the podcast to make sure everything's tied up. I have a few follow-ups for future segments that we're going to be doing, so I'm going to take care of that. And then I'm going to eat some lunch really quickly before I have my next call on some of the books we're publishing through Choosify so I can be awake and not hangry on those calls. Hi friends, it's MK Williams. It is Wednesday, October 23rd, and as you can hear, I'm definitely a little nasally. I'm having some kind of an allergic reaction. I don't know to what. I never had allergies in my life, and then moved to Florida, and now I have them all the time. And that actually, if you've read Nailbiters, my first book, she has very severe allergic reactions throughout the book, and that's because I was dealing with this horrible allergic reaction, and they all happened in my eye, and it was this horrible pain. And I was like, I can write about that. Sidebar. Okay, so this week is one of the last weeks in October. It's my last full week before NaNoWriMo starts. So technically NaNoWriMo starts next Friday. You'll be watching it and it'll be this Friday. So this is my last week to get a lot of work done because I need to make sure everything's ready for the Infinite to launch, which, by the way, I came home from our little mini-cation and the hardback books are here and they look so good. So these are all done through Ingram. So I ordered as many copies as I needed for my signed pre-orders for the hardback and the paperback, and I ordered some extras just knowing more people would probably want to order signed copies. So it's really exciting. A few of the paperbacks are a little messed up, but I reached out to Ingram. I first picked up the first one and there was an issue, and I was having a panic attack that all of them were going to be messed up, but it was just 4. So out of the entire huge order that I made, only 4 have an issue. I'm being patient. I did order extras, but now that means my extra buffer has shrunk down by several. So I'm still waiting to hear back from Ingram on that so they can get that fixed. But today I'm going to be doing a lot of photos with the books while I have them before I send them out because I have this huge stockpile of books. So I'm going to put them on a whole bookshelf and I'm going to do fun Bookstagram type photos with them. So I am a big fan of Bookstagram because, oh my gosh, chromatic ordered bookshelves are just amazing, and I don't have that on my bookshelf, but some of the accounts on Bookstagram I really love because they do a great job with just stylizing the books and making them look great. So I'm actually going to do a imitation Follow Friday post. So I'm really excited to try that out. So that's going to be a lot of today is going to be setting up the books for photos, taking the photos, scheduling the posts, and then signing the books and getting them into envelopes that I will be taking to the mailbox in a few days to get them out to people who ordered them. So at this point, everybody who pre-ordered a signed copy should be getting them early. I have one person who's going to be getting one in Hawaii, so they may be getting it right on time. But the book comes out on November 7th. It's October 23rd now. They'll be mailed no later than this weekend. So that should be more than enough time for them to go snail mail to people. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, so today's going to be really busy with book promotions, focusing on making sure the Infinite is in everybody's face so they can order their copy. I've really been focused on launching the Choose a Fi book and making sure that was set because they're my client. It's an amazing book. It's an amazing thing that we can help people with their personal finances. People stress so much about money. So I was like, okay, this makes sense for me to focus my energies here. And it's still listed as a top release and a bestseller since it came out on October 1st, which is pretty amazing. So if you want to get your finances in order this year, you need to go and order the Choose a Fi book. I'm going to have a link down below today. So today is a get things done day for me. So I have my nice iced coffee and my fancy ceramic mug. So I'm going to power up and start to get some things done. I will check in with you tomorrow. Here. Today is Thursday, October 24th. So this is a couple of days into my vlog that I'm doing for you guys for one part of the final week of October, not all of the final week of October. It's fine, just go with it. So it's super dark out early. So it's 7:40 and it's still kind of dark out, which I'm okay with because I am a morning person. I just get up early and start working. So I am going to get a few things done this morning that came up yesterday evening, and I was like, well, I can take care of this now. I was like, or I can enjoy my evening, and this can wait till tomorrow morning. So I am going to get those done now, and then I'm gonna work on the audio edits for the final 2 sections of Nailbiters. So I'm gonna be doing a whole video series on audiobooks for self-published authors, what the process is, working with the different big platforms, working with voice actors, doing it yourself. So I'm gonna be doing a whole series on that, but right now I need to finish the edits for Nailbiters so I can actually make all those videos and get those out to you. So recording the Nailbiters audiobook is super helpful for me in doing my prep for doing the next book in the Nailbiters series. It's not gonna be called the Nailbiters series. I haven't come up with a name for it yet. That's on my to-do list. But the next book that follows that same world that Nailbiters was set in, it's going to be a prequel, but going back and doing the audiobook reminded me of all the little details to help me fill in my series Bible for that book, because I wrote this book, I published it 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago to the day. So, I mean, a lot of details were in my mind, but some things get missed. So it was really helpful to go through and do that. So I definitely want to make sure that audiobook is done before I release the next book. And that's something that I'm hoping will go through. I know right now I'm helping to get somebody else get their audiobook done on Amazon, and they're coming back with so many edits. And so I'm just kind of like, yeah, I'm not gonna get this right on the first time, which is probably gonna be one of the conclusions of my videos. You should just hire a professional, but it's been a fun process. So I'm gonna work on editing that this morning, and then I have some meetings this afternoon. And yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get some writing in today. I try to get writing in every day, but it's been so busy trying to prep for NaNoWriMo that I'm kind of like, well, if I can get this done, then I can write more tomorrow, and then, yeah. So we'll see what happens with that, but I will keep you posted. is officially afternoon, and I had a really productive morning, so I got the longest audiobook section for Nailbiters done editing, uploaded to Audible, ACX, and Findaway. So this afternoon, I think I'm actually going to try and finish the second to longest one and just be done. So I find that I work really well when I do batching. So if today is just an audiobook editing day with other meetings interspersed, then I kind of get into a good flow state versus my other option was, okay, I can start to edit some of the photos I took yesterday for the book for this post I want to do tomorrow and future posts. But then I realized I don't have all the photos taken. I need my husband's help to actually take photos of me with the book, which go figure. So I didn't want to start getting into the flow state of doing the photos just to be like, oh, I have to do this again later and then more tomorrow. I'd rather just do it all at once. So I know I posted a presentation that I gave back in early October that was all about time management, and batching is a great way to save time. So that's one of the things that I'm using now to make most of my time, and that I'm planning to use with NaNo. So to say like, hey, like I have certain days to do certain things and I get into the flow state and the rest of the day is writing versus trying to do a little bit of everything. I find that I don't like the war of attrition where you're just pushing a little bit forward every day. Like I'd rather get one big thing done because that feels more gratifying. You get that dopamine hit from getting something done. So that's what I'm planning to do this afternoon. So more audio editing. I'm so excited. So I am excited to get these 2 items done, get it submitted because it can take up to 6 weeks for review, which again, I'm going to go into in a whole audiobook series. But yeah, it'll be nice to have this done so I can concentrate on the next book in the Nailbiters universe for NaNoWriMo. We're going to try that again. Fun fact, I live by an airport. No. And it's a tiny airport, so they're all like the propeller planes, so they're way louder. It's great. So it's Friday, October 25th. It's already the afternoon, which is why I switched to water already and not coffee. I had a super productive morning. First thing I did was I edited all the photos that I've taken this week to promote the Infinite, and I was able to edit those, get them cropped just right. So I was able to pre-schedule tweets and Facebook posts out through Hootsuite and Facebook for the next couple months, pretty much to the end of the year, just because I know if I'm going to organically post, but there are times where I just get so focused on writing, which I know is coming up for NaNoWriMo, and then the holidays come, and it's like, okay, I haven't posted in a while. No, duh, my sales are falling. Like, I'm not reminding people to buy my book. So I went ahead and pre-scheduled those, and I also did my Insta post this morning, my Bookstagram imitation post, which I thought came out pretty well for not having any visual creative skills or any photography skills. I was like, okay, that's not half bad. And then of course some of the like Bookstagrammers are back, and I like looked at their photos again and I was like, oh my gosh, like theirs are way better. But it was a nice way, I thought, for me to call out these Bookstagrammers that I really like. So if you're not on Bookstagram and you like to write or you like to read, like you need to get on it. Your TBR is going to be out of control. But it was really fun, and you should definitely follow me on Instagram because I do like to put fun things out there every once in a while. But the big thing I got done today was I finished the Nailbiters audiobook files. So they are all edited. They've been submitted. So now it is just in Amazon and Findaway Voices hands. And like I said, I'm going to be doing a full video series on this. So now that I'm done, I am actually going to be able to record those probably next week and then start to get them out over the next couple of months. I don't know if you guys have noticed, usually when I do a series now, I try to like scatter these videos out, so it's not just like an entire month of podcasting or an entire month of this one topic, because y'all would probably hate that. But if you do want to see them all in a row, let me know. I guess I can redo them, but I thought that you would appreciate that. Okay. So now these big items are done for today, and they really took me up until like 2, which is a lot of the day for a Friday. I'm actually going to now be able to work a little bit on writing. Oh, thank goodness. So for my Preptober, so I am a planster. So I'm not fully a plotter. I don't plan everything out. I'm not fully a pantster because I do fly by the seat of my pants a bit in terms of writing, but I do also get to a certain point where I know I need an outline. So both of the books that I have coming up, so the first one is going to be the next book in the Nailbiters universe, which I've been talking about. And then after that, I need to write the sequel to the Infinite. So I know that I have these 2 books coming up in the works, and they're both going to be now part of a series. So when I wrote Nailbiters, I did not intend this to ever be a series. I was like, this is a one and done. And a month after I wrote it, I started to get ideas. And then a couple months later, as I'm reviewing it, they were like, oh my gosh, I have all these questions. Like, what else happened? And my initial plan, because I was so artsy, was that I wanted people to be uncomfortable reading this book. That's why the characters don't have last names. That's why there's no chapters. Like, I wanted to remove anything that can make you feel comfortable. I wanted you to be very uncomfortable reading this book because I'm weird like that. And, you know, it's thriller, horror, alien encounter, sci-fi. Like, why be comfortable? But I also wanted there to be questions left unanswered. I wanted there to be a, what happened to this person? Whatever happened here? How did this all start? And so, of course, after I finished the book a month later, I was like, oh, I have ideas. I have like a whole new set of characters and things that I want to introduce. So for 4 years, so tomorrow Saturday is the book birthday, 4-year book birthday for Nailbiters. I have been thinking about what this next book's going to be. So I have over 20,000 words written in a manuscript for the next book in this universe. And I have details in my series Bible. So I am more planned for this book than I've been for any other book, because I've had 4 years to think about it. So I have all of my character descriptions. I have my big plot points. I have the things that I know need to happen in here. I'm not going to go over too much, but I mean, I have like a lot in here already. So that's helping me, and that's why I already have so much written. So definitely not following the NaNo rules of like, you have to start on November 1st, but like, okay, I've already written several books. Like, I understand the purpose of the rules, but it's also just for fun, and I'm probably still going to hit 50,000 words. So it's okay. But I also know sometimes, because I am a planster, if I've been writing too much of one thing, I just need to jump to something else. So I have everything mostly planned for the next book in the Feminina series, which is, again, very rare for me to be this planned out. So when I wrote The Infinite, I knew that this was going to be a series. I didn't know exactly where the next book was going to take us, but I had some key scenes in my mind that I was like, no, that's the next book. No, that's the next book. And when you finish this book, you'll see that there's definitely, I wanted to leave it with a sense of adventure, a sense of there's more to come. Like, this is not done, which you can do when you're doing multiverse books. Super fun. So I have a lot planned for the next book, but I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know the full arc of the next book, or even for the full series, which I'm sure people who are listening are like, how can you write a series and not know the full arc? You can. So I'm starting to get that together. So I'll probably end up having a few days during NaNo where I just start to do a few things, because I know myself, I know I'm going to need some breaks. So I also have everything here. Like, I have all of the different timelines, like what is true in this universe versus another one. And then for each of the characters, this is going to be really tough because I don't want to give anything away. Okay, one thing I can give away because I've kind of teased it. So Eleanor Roosevelt is president in one of the universes. So I literally have a list of every universe and what happened there. Like, if she was just first lady, if she was president, all the things that could happen to her across the universes we visited in the first book, and that we might visit in the next book. So I have a lot of detail in here just so I can keep things straight. And I'm also going to have the copy of both books while I'm writing for NaNo. So I feel like I've done a lot of prep at this point. It's just making sure these other big projects are off my to-do list, which the Nailbiters audiobook was a huge one. I'm fully expecting to get edits back from Amazon. And if I get them done in November, I get them done in November. And if I don't, I don't. So it's now pretty late in the afternoon. I'm hoping to get a little bit of writing in before it's time to just call it quits for the day. I also have a crap ton of reading to do. So please click like on this video or just comment on it if you've ever been in the situation. You put several books on the library on hold, which means the second they're available, it's going to download for you to your Kindle app. Okay, well, what it does is usually when you check out a book from the library, when there's no wait, you can pick 21 days. It can take 3 weeks. I don't always take 3 weeks, but I like having the option to take 3 weeks. So when inevitably I finally get a book I've been waiting on for a while, it automatically downloads. It only does it for 14 days. And then 2 days later, the next book downloads. And then 2 days later, the next book downloads. So I have 13 that I'm reading now by Stephen Kavanaugh, and then Recursion by Blake Crouch just downloaded. So I am 60% through 13, so I really need to crank on that tonight and tomorrow and this weekend just so I can start to read Recursion before that expires, because I've been waiting for 3 months to read Recursion. I really like to read it. And then I have other books I need to read so I can make sure I'm doing my due diligence as a publisher for my clients. Oh, and by the way, there's books I just want to read. Like, I'm trying to get through the entire Harry Potter series. So that's where I am right now at the end of this week. It's been super productive, and we're exactly 1 week away from NaNo starting. So I guess when you watch it, it'll be a few days. But right now, I'm 1 week away. I'm really excited. I feel like I have a strong grasp on things, but because it's my first NaNo, I'm sure going to finish and be like, oh, I should have done this instead. But
we'll go through this process together. So I hope you have a great weekend. Even though you're gonna be watching this next week, I hope you had a great weekend. I hope it's awesome for you. And I will check in with you guys again tomorrow. Bye.
Hi everyone, happy Monday. It is October 28th, so we are in the week that NaNoWriMo starts. And I had a super productive weekend. So all those books that I packaged last week went to the post office, and I was able to get a big bulk order over to one group where the entire book club ordered signed copies, so that was really good. It was a nice relaxing weekend with family and friends too, so that was really nice just to take a break. And I was like, oh, I should vlog this weekend, but then I was like, I just kind of want to read, or I just want to sit here and relax. So it was exactly what I needed going into this week. So right now I feel like I'm on top of everything. So this week is going to be a little bit of the calm before the storm with NaNoWriMo. So I'm on time for everything right now, but today's going to be a big focus on my clients that I have signed. One of my clients had the entire flow of their book delivered. It's formatted, so now it's going through line by line, making sure everything was transferred over correctly, making sure it looks right, getting all those edits into the designer this week so she can work on it next week. So this is a bit of a time crunch for this one because it's going to be an educational book, and we really want to get that out no later than the beginning of the new year because that's when schools start to look at their procurement cycles. So that is part of what I'm doing today. And then I have a call with another client just to start to go over getting her ISBNs, getting her PCN, all those fun things that need to happen. So today's gonna be very client focused. And then the rest of the week is going to be similar to last week. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is gonna be about podcast recording and getting that done. Wednesday is going to be for videos and for running some errands because I have a few more books to get out and things like that. And then Thursday's Halloween, which I don't know, it's gonna be weird this year not working at a corporate office and nobody gets dressed up and there's probably not gonna be any candy, but that'll be fine. And then Friday's Nano. So I have nothing planned for Friday. I do not want anything scheduled. I just want that day to be full of creativity and checking all the Nano tweets and feeds. So I'm really excited for this to be my first Nano. And if you are participating in Nano, if this is your first Nano, please comment below too. I'm really excited to participate. And you can follow along on all my social media. That's at 1MKWilliams on Twitter, on Instagram, and I will be posting and keeping everything updated. I'm probably gonna do a vlog for the entire Nano month just because I already have some pre-planned content for you all. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I have some updates. So from earlier in this video, I did mention about some of my books not being printed correctly through Ingram. And I noticed that when I got back home from our vacation 1 week ago, and I submitted something right away, and I already have a correction order that's coming and it should be delivered Wednesday. So I always want to circle back on that. I do feel like I've seen some AuthorTube videos where people are very frustrated when they don't get their answer right away from any service provider. And I think because I used to work in customer service, I understand that things can't always happen like right now, unless it's like resetting a password or something like that. So I tend to just be more patient with it, and I'm kind of like, this will get fixed, because if it doesn't get fixed, I will keep escalating it until it does. So I think I just take more of a like methodical approach to it. And I was like, okay, I submitted it, I put in the photos, they said it'll take 3 to 5 business days. I heard back in 2 business days. It's already been corrected. So I'm really glad I didn't lose my cool over that because it's already been fixed. So I also want to give a big thank you to Caro and Tamara, who run AuthorTube News, and they gave a shout out to the Infinite last week, which was super exciting. I'm really excited that they started this AuthorTube News channel because I think that's going to be so important, especially as more people are joining AuthorTube and have books to promote, and there's so many things changing in our landscape all the time. I'm really excited to see what they put out. So it means a lot to me that you guys mentioned me. Thank you. So I am going to get to work today. I'm probably going to be shutting off all of my media and things like that just so I can focus on reading through this manuscript and catching any edits and just being very picky because it has to be perfect. So yeah, that's going to be my day. So I have some coffee, I have some water, I have some snacks, and I have my highlighter, which is exactly what I need to be able to mark things up. So I hope that you have a great rest of your week. I hope that you have the best Nano ever. I'm really excited to get started on it and to get my next books done. Done. All right, I will catch you later. Bye.